Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Review anything and everything. And today we are doing an unboxing of the TOZO. These are wireless earbuds, the NC9 active noise cancellation. Now, I did some research that I was in the market for new earbuds. So my old ones and the ones I currently use are the Samsungs. These are the Icons, and these were dated back. I don't say any information on them, but these were dated back from 2018. I got them in 2019. Late 2018, I think is when they came out, and I bought them in 2019. So technology, everything is kind of dated at a certain point in time. These, not only do they sound very low in my ear, I don't know if because they're damaged or anything like that, but like just when I'm playing stuff, like as far as music or videos on my phone, they sound very, very low. So with that being the case, I was in the market for a new set of headphones. Now, I did a little bit of research, watched some videos, came across these. I wanted something that's budget because I didn't want to spend an arm and a leg. And these came up pretty well. The only thing is, when I was doing the research, it says this version is an update of the NC9s, which I think came out in 2020. Then they had another update in 2022. And so now there's another update for 2024. And I think the main update on this is the case design is different. But I'm not sure 100% the difference between this one and that one. But at the same time, I don't know if there's been an upgrade in any of the sound quality or anything like that, because I was actually comparing, looking at these versus the T20 from the same brand, which also they had a pretty good deal on Amazon. I'm going to throw a link in the description for these. Um, these are supposed to be for $40 normally. There was a deal on them for $29.99. And so we're going to check these out. I am going to unbox them now. Later, I am going to use them and set them up. And then I'm going to come back after about a day or so from the time you're doing this video to let you guys know, from the start of this video we're recording now, to let you guys know how I think about the quality and whatnot. I don't really have much of a high end to compare it to, other than say my regular just wired earbuds that I use, which is usually like a good base standard, because wired versus wireless is definitely a difference. Quick guide and user manual. For right now, I'm just unboxing it, so that way I will be able to use it later today. I've seen other people who've had issues trying to get into this. I'm going to try to get into it off camera so I don't damage the case or myself. Nope. So we got the little display there. This can come off here. Pops open. Earbuds are in there. They seem to drop in pretty nice. I'm going to take this off. A little bit of this extra little tape. It wraps around all the way to the bottom. And of course, now it's sticking to my fingers. Until already it's charging once I do that. You can see it has the percentage for the case is the 100%, and then each bar that you saw on the side is for the actual headphone, the right and then the left. So it has 4 bars, and it's magnetized, so that's actually really nice. So as you can see, just in basic technology, that a basic headset now for a $30 price is now considered higher end. On top of that, I'm going to try to test to see if it's a wireless charge, because their previous update of this one, the 2022, had wireless charging. So I'm going to see if this does the same. We will find out. Here you got the little earbud pieces. So I'm going to make sure to test that out to see what works for me. And here we have your USB-C charger, wire, obviously not brick, but I'm going to toss that in there. And like I said, we're going to come back in a bit, and I'm going to let you know what I think about the sound quality and these earbuds. All right, you guys, catch you guys in a little bit. All right, you guys, so we are back, and what I'm going to do is just kind of dive into some of my thoughts, and then after that, I am going to try to display that sound for you guys to hear if I can, and if it will kind of translate through for you guys, but we'll see if that's possible. So, first thing I want to kind of speak on is this is actually the same day, just later on in the day from the time that I started the early portion of this video, and had a chance to use these headphones, set them up, use them, which the syncing process is very easy. I'll describe that in a moment. Use them in an active like environment where there's a lot of noise between train noises, people talking, large crowds, big city type of environment, all of that, and being able to play around with some of the EQ settings and noise activation settings. I mean, sorry, the um, active noise cancellation features and different noise affecting settings in the app, which, like I said, it was a great test environment to see how that works, and it gave me a pretty good sense of how it works. So first, I just want to let me reopen up this box and just go over some of the more detailed features to you guys. So I'm gonna put this to the side real quick. And obviously you see this little detail on the box. I didn't really cover that much at the time. It says 3 mic ENC, call noise cancellation. And so I haven't really had a chance to test for the call aspect of it, but sorry about that. My light was kind of acting a little funny. I haven't had a chance to really test out on the call aspect of it, but I really could just speak for the playing the music aspect. Hybrid active noise cancellation, built-in LED battery level display, and 10mm dynamic driver. I don't know what that equates to when it comes to them saying that in regards to the driver. What does that mean in terms of sound quality? That I can't really translate to you. But one thing that I did discover in the process of me doing some research is that at the beginning of the video I mentioned about I want to see if these buds were wirelessly able to be charged, and they're not. So what's interesting is I don't know why these are the 2024 model. They came out in August 2024, if I'm not mistaken. Link's going to be in the description down below in Amazon, which has those details. As I mentioned earlier in the video, I've taken a look at the T20, which has some aspects about it that are less in terms of the water resistance, in terms of the battery life is a little bit shy of being the same thing, maybe about somewhere between a 8 and 10 hour difference in terms of overall battery life for the case, which the other one is in the high 40s, and this goes into like the mid 50s. So not that big of a difference in the real world. But for some reason, the other ones, the T20s, and I'm going to actually throw a link of those in the description as well. They are older model 2023. They have wireless charging. The older model of this same one, the NC9s, had wireless charging. So I don't understand why there are some aspects of this that are a little better than its previous version. But the main thing that makes it better than the previous version of this is, like I mentioned earlier in the video, that the case is now the LCD display case, but nonetheless, it loses that feature. So if that feature is a big deal to you, then that's something that it's good to know, because this uses USB-C and it comes with a cable, obviously, as I've shown before, but this does not have wireless charging. So it's very interesting on why that is the newest version. And that's the reason why I went with this, because it was 2024. So I'm thinking that this technology is going to be the peak of their technology for this cost level and everything of that sort. But meanwhile, then you come across the realization that there are some features that are not included in this. Now, first, I want to just kind of run over the quick guide really quick, just so you can see some of the features. When it comes to pairing, you take the headphones out. So essentially what you would do is you pull them both out, because it really doesn't say it very clear in these instructions. So I had to look at a video. You pull them out like this, and then when you see the white light on like that, that means it's in pairing mode. Now, if I just connected my Bluetooth right now that would come off because it would know where to sync. But at the moment, this is where it's in the mode. Just pulling them out is in the mode to pair with something. There you can see the display there, which shows the number percentage is the percentage of the case. The digital lines from 1 to 4 is the power indicator of the actual head pieces themselves. So I wanted to mention that as far as the whole um, pairing mode, it actually was very simple once you understood it. Now, this shows you the bud sizes: extra large, medium, and extra small. And I guess small is the ones that come in it. I didn't change those. It tells you how to put them in your ear, twist to lock. It's kind of funny trying to get used to these to put them in the ear. And part of the reason why I say that is because me coming from my previous earbuds, as I said here, the Icon 2018 Samsung ones, this piece right here nudges into the curves into your ear, and that is how that would stick into your ear. So though they have a similar design in terms of the little fat earbud style, as opposed to like the ones with the little tail at the end of it, if you want to call it that, or stem. Um, but these ones don't have anything to really grasp into your ear. So you're really putting them into the canal of your ear. And though they stay, but it does feel, it's like you got to get used to it. It does feel a little odd in your mind thinking to yourself it's going to stay, unless you've used earbuds like this before. This you can pause and read for yourself as far as the features. What's a little interesting with this is that you have different set of features for the right earbud versus the left. And I don't know if most earbuds nowadays are like that, but for me, it was different coming from where one earbud controlled pretty much everything. Here, you'd have some of these features, like, for example, the left earbud is going to control the phone, and the right earbud is going to control the music for the most part, as far as the play and pause, and the left is going to control the answering the phone or rejecting a call, though the right one will hang up the phone. So it gets a little confusing going back and forth with certain features, whereas what I was used to on my icons was that the right earbud would be able to pause, play, skip forward with a double tap, skip reverse track with a triple tap, and the same way you would activate to pause or play would be to accept the phone call. So it was a little more all in the one ear. So it's something to get used to. I only kind of really just use pause and play for the most part, and to fast forward to the next track. You can affect the volume controls on this as well, but I really don't kind of play around with that. Maybe down the line I'll get used to that. Like I say, you could pause the video for reading some of these things. Right here tells you how about when it's on or off and whatnot. I think for the most part, I'm just going to always just have it on and just put the buds in and then take the buds out, and that's it. Though there's a way to turn the whole case off and everything included. So right here shows you how to reset. So here shows you the charge the case via USB. So obviously this in itself would tell you that it's not doesn't use wireless charging. So everything pretty much is answered in the quick guide, but here you have the more long and drawn out, which I didn't bother to go through because once you look at the quick guide, it pretty much tells you everything you need to know. But you can pause this if you need to, just to kind of take a look at things. Though it's not going to affect me that it doesn't have wireless charging, I do feel that it's just really kind of interesting that that's not available. Noise cancellation mode, transparent mode, transparency mode. You guys can pause this, just read for yourself. I just want to have it up on the screen. So going into the various sounds on this, let me just switch up the angle of things a little bit, and then we're going to dive into how these things sound. All right, you guys, so my setup has just been a little bit switched up so I can pair this to my phone. So let's see. So first off, be aware it's not going to connect through the case. You have to take them out to have it connect. And then once you do that, then when you put them back in, it will stay connected and reconnect, when you take them out. Once it's connected like that, I could take them out, and then now it will reconnect. Okay, so it just took a couple of seconds to reconnect. So just know that you can't connect them while they're in the device. And that's a good thing to a degree, and I'm going to tell you why. It's a good thing because with my icons, essentially what would happen is they were always connected to the Bluetooth. So when you put them into the case, you actively needed power in the case to stop it from connecting. So if your case died in its power, then all of a sudden, what would happen is your Bluetooth would now start connecting to your earbuds because the case no longer had power to block the signal. Where these have a magnetic sensor inside I'm thinking this, I don't know if this thing drained out of power, if that would happen, but the point is you see it actively on your app disconnect when you close it. I don't know, but at least this thing will last longer in its power anyway, to the point where this would run out of power and then next thing you know, it was connected on its own. So that might be a good thing. So I am going to pull these out here. It's going to connect on the app and we'll connect onto the phone. And then I just want to bring up the app really quick and show you guys how that looks. So I'm just going to move these things to the side. So you have noise cancellation, you have reduced wind noise, you have normal, you have transparency mode. And these two other ones, leisure mode and custom patterns, I don't really pay attention to that much. I guess you could dive into it, but those four that I mentioned are really the primary. And then you can go to EQ settings. Okay, apparently it needs location on for the EQ settings. I don't know why that was the case, but so then you have here standard, bass, bass plus, bass minus, classical, and a bunch of other different ones. I keep it on standard. Most people might go between standard and bass, but generally here we want to kind of really focus on the active noise cancellation. So here's going to be my thoughts when it comes to this. The noise cancellation mode, for the most part, feels like it makes the sound so much more full. It does work. In an active, like noisy environment, I could feel like it felt like the sealant around my ears of the earbuds felt more like less sounds coming in between them, even though you didn't readjust the earbuds. That's kind of what the best way for me to describe it. It's almost like you put your hands over your ears and you kind of hold that sound in. So it definitely feels like it sounds a lot more fuller. Normal mode and transparency mode, to be honest with you, sound about the same. I know transparency mode is supposed to make it sound like, it's supposed to make it sound a little bit more like, I'm sorry, I wish that this thing could focus a little better, so I apologize for that, you guys. But transparency mode is supposed to make it sound like you can hear everything around you. But it really is not that much different than normal, to be honest with you. Just a little bit, but not that much. At least that's what I felt. The most interesting is the wind reduction, reduced wind noise category. That one, to me, to be honest with you, just want to show that up there so you guys can see it focused, because it doesn't seem to focus on the camera much when it's just viewing it like this. But that one seemed to have the most interesting reaction when you put that setting. And the reason why I say that is because essentially what happens is it feels more, so where noise cancellation feels more, the sound feels more full, and it feels more like you took your earbuds and stuffed them deeper into your ears, and it feels like you covered your ears now, and it feels more full and more like, like no additional sound coming in. Wind noise makes it sound like someone pulled the earbuds out of your ear, and they're almost holding the earbuds about 2 inches away from your ear. The sound doesn't feel that full. It feels a little more just muted in every way. And now it's canceling out wind noise, but it feels like that's also coming at the price of canceling out. I hope you guys can hear me, because the mic I'm using on this setup is not connecting very well. So I hope you guys can hear me pretty well. Because I am micless right now. So the so like I was saying, the sound feels a lot less full, but in addition to that, the it's almost like it's trying to cancel out not only the wind, but anything that's similar to the wind, including the actual sound of the music I was playing. So it really affected the entire thing. So it's like what it was doing was really affecting more than just, canceling out wind. It really was affecting the sound quality to the point where I would never use the wind reduction noise, reduced wind noise feature, because it really just made the sound quality sound really pretty bad. What I'm going to try to do now is I'm going to try, I don't know how well this is going to work, so I apologize for how this may come off or sound, because I don't have my mic that I'm trying to have work here is not really working that well. So give me 1 second, and I'm going to try to grab a different mic. All right, you guys. So I was able to find my extra mic. So I want to try to see if I can play some music, and then that you guys will be able to hear it through here. So let me see. So this right here is normal mode. That's noise reduction. Noise cancellation, I mean. This is reduced wind noise. That's just me blowing into the camera. Hopefully that, into the speaker, that made some kind of difference. And then I'm going to try to do transparency mode. And so with transparency mode, you hear me talking. I don't know if that makes a difference. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go from just talking, and I'm going to go through the modes as I talk. So right now we're in transparency mode, and I'm going to now go into normal mode. And now normal mode is activated. And from here, we're going to go into the wind reduction mode. And it is now activated. And from now, we're going to go into noise cancellation mode. And noise cancellation mode is now activated. So I don't know if you guys were able to hear the difference in all of that. Yes, now returning back to my original setup. I don't know if you guys are able to hear the difference of that sound in the modes. But generally speaking, I will say that compared to what I was coming from, I really love the way these things sound. They sound really loud. They sound full. They sound clear. I love the features as far as the power display case, LCD. The only thing I'm going to say that I wish that it had on it, and normally you would say, well, for $40 retail, $30 on sale, you would say, well, that's not a big deal because it's an affordable price, and that is the wireless charging. The reason why I still give it as a knock on the headphones is because there are other ones that are the same price or a little bit cheaper have the wireless charging. So the fact that it's a technology that's readily and regularly used in their earbuds, I don't understand why they didn't put it in this one, which seems to be the NC9 seems to be almost like, from what I could see, of their budget line, and most of their ones are all budget that I've seen of TOZOs, that it is their almost higher end of the regular ones. There's a pro version of the T20s. I think it's called the T20. I don't know if it's T21 or T20 Pro or something like that. And then they got I think there's the NC9 Pro. I'm not really too sure. TOZO makes a whole bunch of different ones. But what I really pretty much just wanted to say is that for the most part, this is like their mid-tier ones. Like if you're looking for an affordable of their affordable ones, this is supposed to be like their top of the affordable ones, better than I think they have ones called a T6, a T10, a T12, and then obviously the T20s, and the NC9 is supposed to be the best of those. And for that reason, it should have all of the features that every other one below it has, especially when the previous version of this had wireless charging. Now, that one didn't have a display case. So I thought, well, maybe it's because they have a display case with it is why they can't do the wireless charging on this. But the T20s has this same type of case with the wireless charging. So I really don't understand why it wasn't able to come with the wireless charging. Granted, there are some things that are better than this, that are better on this than the T20, like better water resistance, better battery life, but it still becomes a trade-off where it doesn't have all the things that the T20 had plus more. It's trading something off, and that to me is kind of something that's a little bit bothersome, considering that um, it should be the top one of that kind of mid-range, of their mid-range. One other thing I'm going to say to add to this, which is, their their cases feel nice in terms of the snap features, the magnetic features, obviously the display, but they don't feel heavy like this does. And this is even if I didn't have the earbuds in them, because the earbuds are not really what's making a difference. This case feels very heavy and beefy. This doesn't. I've dropped this case a few times, and it's still doing its thing. This one feels very light in comparison. I don't know if that's a positive or negative. It does feel substantial, so it makes you feel like it won't damage or break. But then again, this required a snap feature to close, and this one doesn't because the magnetics in it means you don't have to worry about it falling out, where this one didn't. That was one of the reasons why also I wanted to upgrade, is because you see that I closed it and it's not charging because it didn't connect correctly, which is annoying. That's something you'll never have to worry about these, because the magnet will always make it align where it needs to be, and that is it. Also, too, this version actually has more microphones than the T20, if I'm not mistaken, when I did my research. And that, a matter of fact, and I think even, I'm not sure, but I think even more microphones than the previous 2022 version. So that enhances the noise cancellation ability because of the fact that you have that. And even looking at the title of this, the title of this product, where it says it's the active noise cancellation, as opposed to the previous version of this, the NC9s said something like noise cancellation or something of that sort, but it didn't say hybrid or active. Where on the website it's going to say hybrid. This says active. There's a different title to it. So with the additional speakers, I'm sorry, additional microphones, I think that makes these ones have an actual better noise reduction versus the older versions or even the T20. So with that being said, you guys, as I said before, links in the description. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.